how do you see the screen? You see everything. Okay, okay. So you see screen well at very least. Okay, guys. So seeing impossible things. Yeah. First, it show, as you probably know from my previous videos, you need to notice tactical weaknesses, and king is always tactical weakness. So all the ways to the king. There is no dark square bishop. You don't need to notice diagonals, dark square diagonals, but there are ways to the king. Uh, Queen, yeah, there are diagonals, so always tactical weakness, and d6 is hanging. Pawn is obviously just checkmate. Yeah, not much to see. Rook is tactical weakness, so you notice all the ways, all the ways. It's useful for you to not slow down and notice all the ways if you never did this exercise to notice all the possible targets. B6 is tactical weakness indirectly because one attack, one defense. It's a little bit subtler. F7 is tactical weakness because one attack and one defense, and G7 potentially also, but the point is, I guess, rook d6 h4. Yeah, and what can we miss here as a tactical weakness? Um, Maybe something subtle like h7 with overloaded queen, because queen is always multitasking. But go to position. Okay, now one attack, one defense is tactical weakness. All the ways, notice it. Yeah, like if queen jumps to c5 is also pin. There is also the way to attack the queen and the bishop together, double queen and the bishop. Yeah, right, and it's kind of double attack, and it's winning. Yeah, all the ways to the queen, the king. You notice them there exist, especially ways you can miss. Like this way, you definitely can miss, and you notice it even more. Oh, okay, there is the way to attack the king from a2 to j8, and this way you unlock your brain. And whenever there is some hidden tactics and possibilities, you just spot it. A5, one attack, one defense is tactical weakness. An example: takes, overloaded, takes the pawn. Yeah. Background issue is clear tactical weakness. King has no escape in squares. And h7 square close to the king, f8, h8, weak squares next to the king. Okay, but basically queen d6, and we have two passed pawns in the center of the board and win the game. It's kind of double attack. But we need to check it. What am I missing? Maybe there is some defensive resources from your opponent's side. Maybe there is some proportional check. Like you can visualize if he can play queen d1 and g4, d1, g4. There is proportional check. Visualization technique is something you see at the end. Most of the time we are using it in the end games, and this is kind of end games. But if there is any proportional, yes, from the opponent side, it's d1, g4. Yes, and when you once you see d1, g4, you kind of you try to find the ways there, but there is no clear path how queen can go to d1 critical square, because this way, this way, this way, this way. So that's the way you can try to see it. What am I missing? Maybe another candidate ideas. Takes. If he, let's say, sacrifice the bishop at the right time and push a pawn, maybe. But most likely it's not gonna work. But let's say bd7 with idea c5, king f8, c6. Let's say king e8, yeah, with idea takes, and then push a pawn, take d6 pawn, and start to trade these pawns. Maybe best chance, but the problem is after queen d6, takes, bd7, c5, king f8, c6, king e8. I can play c7 and bc6 next move, and it's probably totally over if I'm not missing something like some defensive tricks. bc6, no, most likely not. Okay, let's go to the next position. Now just d7, and there is obviously no fortress. Okay, again, notice this is tactical weakness. King is always tactical weakness. Queen is defended. Less tactical weakness, yes, because it's defended by the pawn. E2 is tactical, obviously. E2 pawn is tactical power. Yes, there is also tactical powers, not only tactical weakness. And doubled queen and rook is also tactical power. Uh, there is some counterpoint on this diagonal idea to play this. And rook, did I notice rook is a tactical weakness this way? And squares around the king, this are also tactical weaknesses, and all the ways to them. Mm, d1 is quite critical square, and all the ways to d1, yes, which are this, oops, and does it make any sense to attack f1 e2 hangs? Not much. The question is this: we quickly can eliminate because there is check. This we cannot quickly eliminate this, and this we cannot quickly eliminate this. No comparison. Uh, these are attacking ideas. This one is comparison technique. So you imagine two move simultaneously, and you need to find main defensive resource. What he's gonna do? What he's gonna do? Like Queen d1 is the clear threat, and Rook f1 is the clear threat. Can he interfere this with Queen c1? No, not this, not this. He cannot interfere Queen c1. How how to find defensive resource as quick as possible. Like Queen g2 is the biggest attacking power. Queen e1, Queen d1, Rook f1. It's more than Queen d4. Simply mathematically more threats. And obviously, Queen d2 is simply stronger. Yeah, and what am I missing? Defensive ideas. I don't see way to interfere c1. I I don't understand it because there is no like a4 b3. No, I mean e1 it just hangs. Yeah. With any trick. Rook c1, there's queen. Ah, wait, rook c1. Rook f1. Queen d4, rook c1. Okay. Rook f1, queen e2 probably holds. But then this is not gonna work. Okay, play this. Am I missing something simple? Stronger? Like his idea is to push for this, yeah. But I have second queen. I just tried it. Okay. It just winning in any way, so it's very stupid puzzle, but hmm, let's see. Okay, this is tactical power. Okay, this is tactical weakness. I notice tactical power first, guys. This is obviously tactical weakness all the ways. And if you have horse, double jumps and triple jumps to the uh, possible and impossible ways, especially impossible, which you can miss, like retreating moves, all the ideas to unlock your brain to see triple jumps in the split of seconds. Especially like squares like before, if you train your brain to see, because untrained mind guys don't see before square for the horse. Once you trained it enough times, I mean, every square is available for your pieces. Because you never trained to put your horse on before square, you don't see before square for the horse. It's it makes a lot of sense when you need to see multiple jumps. Okay, so this one, I mean, continue. This is tactical weakness. Boom, boom, boom. The six is forkable square also for all these guys. Horse defended two times. Yeah, attacked one. Indirectly one more attack, but looks maybe at five eliminate. Looks not the strongest. Seven two times defended. Uh, yeah, D6. Okay, D6 is maybe tactical with this because two defenses, but the king can be. We can push king away, so D6 is already tactical weakness. Mm, B6 indirectly too, because there is some ways to attack D6. It's subtle tactical weakness, and E6 indirectly tactical weakness because of one attack, one defense from E6 square. And maybe some background issues also. Seven rank ways to attack the king, like this way and this way to attack the king exist. Did I notice h5 is obviously one attack, one defense, and queen is always overloaded pieces. It hangs. What am I missing? G8. I noticed. Okay, when you notice tactical weaknesses, guys, and you see several of them, and if you see like a few tactical weaknesses, you need to look for direct win. And when you notice, after you notice tactical weaknesses, you can start to create candidates IDs based on tactical weaknesses, guys. You already noticed your targets, and now you create tactical and positional ways to attack these targets. First, to show, you need to check, obviously, the strongest attacking moves like queen e6. Uh, Maybe the queen is also hanging, so there is no another check like queen e6 only. Yeah. And then you can notice 96 strong attacking move and putting more pressure on the fate, more tactical power indirectly for all the pieces together. There is 93 maybe attacking move from his side, only check. And yeah, and then probably we can take a play king f3, f2, h3, any king's move, but I would prefer to attack. Forkable square after that d4. I mean something like this. Yes, if he plays knight e3, if I play this, he has knight f5 maybe. So, I don't take a play queen c8 knight here. There is also might idea. Okay, so just to simplify, there is more candidates ideas than only this, but we need to eliminate queen g8. Obviously, move with idea rook f8, much check idea, maybe there is some checkmating nets. Uh, Knight d6, queen d6, queen c8, all these are candidate moves. But I guess this and knight e3, maybe even queen e3 is winning, but don't see it clearly. But maybe queen f3 takes, queen d6 still, right? It's check. Let's say he plays king c8 because rook d7, queen b8, queen d7, rook f8. So rook, king c8, and rook f8 is winning or not? Takes, rook f7 interference, not interference, check. And there is no Yeah, risking there's some troubles. So the pattern you need to check the strongest attacking moves from the opponent side, not taking, but point 93. Hmm. So king f3 I don't like because at the end there is rook f7. And this is, by the way, ghost vision, guys. If you did not learn from my previous videos, you scan all the ways to attack and defense without seeing obstacles on the way. If you do not train yourself, you won't see the rook on f7 because the king and the pawn don't allow your brain to see f7 square. If you don't train yourself prophylaxis thinking, you also won't see it. Okay, this, let's say this, there is also, this is not only move to play king f3, you can play king h3, h2, h1. Yeah. H3, I don't like this diagonal, but maybe H1 has no diagonals, and like this diagonal is harder to counterattack. And let's say takes, takes, and now if play king c8, rook f8 has to be winning. Most likely. Okay. Mm, Anything else? What am I missing? What are defensive ideas? 96. If she just takes, again, rook d7, queen b8, queen d7, rook f8. So king c8 only move, rook f8. Why is it not winning? A good check. The question to check. Looks like winning. And 93, if she plays, we play king h1, or we don't play f5. So let's check it because it's simple puzzle. I assume uh, it will be easier than I. Guys, good question. What am I missing all the time? Which with each move, which I uh, do not follow. Like you stop a little bit, yes, and questions of what am I missing before executing move. Okay, let's check this position. Oh, how do I do this? Like, come on. Okay. Oh, I do not see the position on the screen. Oh, I always see that. I mean, I want to check. Can I see? No, you don't see this position. I Yeah, much more interesting if you plays 93 variation, but I cannot share your screen with the. Can I just? Oh no, it doesn't. Okay, go forward. Yeah, that's a little bit sad. Yeah, but okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I mean, this is something weird. Like we just checkmate here, right? It's G3, right? Okay, let's go to the another puzzle. I don't want to spend time. This is just hanging, and maybe this is not winning in the end. Yeah, maybe she has to play 97 actually, 95. Yeah, rook d7.5. I mean, it's also just forkable square, and there is nothing. Some of these puzzles are crazily simple. Some of them are crazily hard because computers simply don't play the best defense. But now we will come soon to something real. Mm, okay. Anyway, guys, from any position you can spot countless ideas if you just notice tactical weaknesses. These ways to attack the king. Maybe there's some double jumps here. Like I'm not sure this to some targets. Yeah, to check it to train your brain to notice double jumps. Mm. Queen is tactical weakness, obviously. Yes, you need to unlock your brain. Like you don't see one square to attack the queen. The queen, yes, you notice it. Or you don't see f6 square from this side to attack the queen. Or you don't see some double jumps with the horse to attack the queen. So you notice them. In these ways, maybe you somehow don't see you attack the queen. So the more you train like this, the easier you spot things. Both are rooks Both rooks are hanging, and there is some triple jumps to the rook. Oops. This rook is also hangs, and there is some way to attack these tactical weaknesses. This is like horses defending f7, yeah, but there is a lot of pressure on this open file. Like, yeah, if let's say this and open this, there is pressure on f7, b7, and d7 indirectly handing piece already. Mm, because two pieces on one file. Like this, you need to notice as tactical weaknesses. It seems like two defenses, but this attacking this is tactical weakness clear because one attack in direct already there. It's two defense, horse is there, and basically queen, and it seems like 2-2, and this is guys very nice insight for you. It seems like 2-2, and you always need +1, yeah, to win. But in this case, you have 2-2, and you win because defenders are king and queen, and you attack with the horse and rook. So even if you have the same amount of attacking pieces as defensive resources, you still can just capture it, right? Because you attack with the horse and the rook, and he defends with the queen and bishop. So knight f6, bf5, rook d1. What could go wrong? What is his defensive idea? Let's say he plays king f7, king f7, yes, bishop f5 with the idea rook d1. What he does, let's say he plays queen e5, attacking f6, attacking f5, looks logical, and we can just, let's say, move bishop back, defending everything, and we have an extra horse winning. Okay, so d7 is the main tactical weakness, as well as king and queen. Okay, check. And he played this. What am I missing? After b5, maybe bc6 in between. Yeah, his idea. But after b4, I'm winning. Or let's say takes rook d1. Maybe he wants to play bishop c6, but rook d4 and upper piece. Okay. Yeah, attacking this way, but with two attack tactical weakness. Oh, this one, by the way, pawn sending, and you. One of the things you want in pawn sending is just to have more extra tempos accompanying to your opponents, and basically g5 is the first idea because mm, universal GMS for the end games is shared it. So you want to activate your pieces or restrict opponent pieces, like king. You want to make your king active and opponent's king passive, like you attack c4 square and make him to push him to the sixth rank, let's say. Yeah. You want to move your pawns or don't allow your opponents to move your pawns, like restrict move pieces. Like you can play g5 and he doesn't have pawns move, and you have an extra tempo in this case. Improve your pawn structure, and then you want to, yeah. Sacrifice on one side of the board usually and win on another side of the board. But in this case, it's simply fixed pawn structure, centralize the king, and king go to one side, you go to another side. The picture of the game of countless and games in the everywhere. Yeah, in any endgame everywhere. Yes, so you need to check, can he attack c2 as a pawn base? Can he play c4 and king c5? Yes, defensive resource. Can he play pawn race, which is unlikely? So I think main defensive resource is c4. Another main defensive resource is to run to c2 pawn, but it simply doesn't work. Like let's say king a5, king c4, king a4, king c5. Uh, Maybe g3 with the idea to attack base b3, but it doesn't work. Or king e3 with the idea to play king d2, but again, on time to capture d4, come back c4, and break b4. So this is not simply not working. Winning because takes this takes c3 is possible move. Yeah, and after takes, there is always at very least h4. So there's not much to do. She's going for pawn race probably, but she's too slow. Like 1, 2, 3, plus 5, 8. Remember, guys, how to calculate pawn race. You do not calculate them, you just calculate amount of moves. And 1, 2, 3 plus 5, 8 moves. Or 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 4, 8 moves. So it's the same. The Be careful with this and push pawn because there is pawn break through b3, g3. So you need to be careful with this pawn back. So you still have to spend time to recapture is, and it will lead to the same amount of moves. Um, yeah, 8 moves and 1, 2, 3. She can push b or just play 4 plus 5, 9 moves. So you queen first, but it's also queen with the check. You check at the end of the pawn race. Can you check? Can you skewer? And can you checkmate to stalemate at the end of the race? But we have an extra tempo and checkable square. But if she plays 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5 plus 4, it's also 9 moves. So he's king on h4, and then we give even if 8, we give check and win the game, but pawn will be on g2, and then you simply carefully check if you have time. This. Let's say this. Check, boom, or boom, 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 boom. Takes, he can take with the king, then it's checkable square takes g3, c8, g2, and even he played g1. Is it checkable square? Yeah, g1 would be checkable square. This is something to be aware. Yeah, if it won't, you need to know queen h8, queen g8, queen g1, trade queen, so win queen, and take this pawn and win the game. Okay, we take it. He plays king d6 and basically just go for a pawn. King e5, c4. Am I missing something? Like this with idea d3? Cannot be c, c, b. bc is check. Yeah. Can play, let's say, can I play king b4? c3, a5, checkable square, d3, king c3. King e4, a6, d3, still king c3. So king e3, a7. Okay. So, but be careful because pawn endings are the trickiest. A lot of tricks are there. So this one is great example of tactical weaknesses because yeah, king all the ways to the king and jumps queen all the ways to the queen and jumps uh, and horse is supporting for promotion. This to the queen and king, and also this way to push the p. Any forkable square small. These guys are also tactically weak, if you mind, and and what this diagonal is contributing. Basically, we want to put rook behind the pawn. This is just simple and game understanding. And let's say he plays any of the squares. Rook e6 still, only counterplay this diagonal. Let's say he plays something like queen b8 with the idea queen b1. e2, check. But then king son has to win in. Interference. f4 hangs. Maybe. Okay, this is like, I mean, it's easy if you see diagonals, yeah, all the ways to the king. Uh, and this is only counterplay, yeah, no another ways to do that. And basically, he don't want to play king c2, he wants to play something like king c3, rook b6, queen b8, b5 is kind of that moves. So just all the ways to b1. And f5 is awesome. This and this. So queen b5 is stronger. And then I'm a little bit stuck. Okay, let me think for a few seconds. Yeah, after queen e5, king g8 is just winning. So probably he has to go for queen b1. And just knight g6 with the idea e1. He plays queen e1, and I slowly can bring my horse in here. Like maybe rook e7, knight h4, knight g2, or something. And then I can interfere with g6. And if he plays g3, I can bring horse around in multiple ways, I guess. And to the critical square f3, g2, and all of them. You cannot capture this. It has to be winning. So this let's say this b5, b8 are candidate moves, f5, but after queen b5, e2, queen f5, king g8. Yeah, yeah. There is no check anymore, and d1 is a devastating threat. So he has to play queen b1, but then knight g6, threatening e1, queen e1, and queen is stuck forever. So I can slowly improve my position and bring horse to one of these squares to win the game. Maybe I'm wrong, but let's go. King c4 he plays, which is basically the same, but there is no checkable squares. But we need to check what's his idea. Yeah, and the rook e6 is the idea, and if he plays this, nothing changed. I still play e2, queen e5, king g8, or queen b1 and queen g6. Oh, he just takes. Mhm. Okay, pawn ending, and again, guys, very simple. You want to activate your king or don't allow opponent to activate king. You want to fix pawn structure, yes. Don't allow opponent to move your pawns or move your pawns. Yeah, so if you follow these principles, your first candidate move would be c4 because you simply want to open e4 square for your king and you want to fix pawn structure. So he can't play d4 because of king e4. He has to takes. Yeah, but then he has king f3 takes a position, and because you have an extra move a6, you probably winning because king f3, king goes to one side, you go to another side. This the same pattern. Yeah, and then you need to calculate pawn race, this, and even without calculating, you see it will take a lot of time. One, two, three, four, five, six, and I mean there is just four moves for promotion. 1 2 plus 4 6 already clear. And if she goes this side, this we squeeze his king again, and he has to go back and 1 2 3 4 remove the king and plus 3 8, but he has to take 1 2 3 4 remove the king, not the checkerboard square, 5 and plus 4 9. But basically, guys, it's easy because you don't have all the you don't need to think about all the candidates moves in the position. Yeah, uh, if you understand chess, I mean, most of the time fixing a pawn structure is the right idea. Make sure opponent cannot move pawns and you can move pawns. Very simple basic principle. Make sure you want to activate, you can activate king, and you want to restrict his king. And basically, this. Let's say a6, king e3, king g4, king g3, king e4 has to be winning. Okay. Very simple basic principles, and as I said, you can see solutions effortlessly without overcalculating. So g5 is kind of piece, like because one attack, one defense from a four square here. Uh, yeah, and 93. Okay, so I'm already started calculating this. This is the ways to the king. Slow down, 93. Uh, also, b3 checkable, it is checkable squares. There is some forks. C2 is hanging piece all the ways to the C2. Some weird double jumps. Quickly check them. What else? Rook is one attack, one defense hanging piece. Rook is defended by this rook, but is subject to the hanging piece because rooks easily can be disconnected. Tactical weakness, and they're on one diagonal. Yeah, and there are forkable squares also to pick them up. So takes. King d2, knight f3, or queen f4, so queen d1, queen f4, queen d2. Don't see direct. Don't see direct when takes, knight f3, knight g5, I know. So just simple trade and take it. Pick up all the tactical weaknesses. Great example of the tactical weaknesses: king, queen, and the rook. So queen f4, queen d2, queen d2, or just queen f4, queen g5. Okay, next. Uh, yeah, just notice all the ways. The king, guys, do not neglect this exercise. It's very powerful. You really miss a lot of simple things without noticing tactical weaknesses and all the ways to them. This is basic, and I highly recommend you to do that more and more, again and again. Especially the ways, like you see, I didn't notice all the ways he wants attacking square. Pieces on one file, pieces on one diagonal, h3 hangs, g7 hangs, c2 is looks like overprotected, but hangs. There is some skewers. Push the king here, takes, rook c2, rook c8, collecting everything, and if king moves this way, there is queen e1, and after let's say queen e4, maybe this way, yeah, queen e1 is 6 b6, b7 to the king. And basically, guys, if you simply notice all the ways to the king and the queen, you already automatically see counter solutions without overcalculating. Um, your candidate's ideas are based on the mm, tactical weaknesses in the ways. So, yeah, and he doesn't have queen before because it's been. Otherwise, need to check all the ways to sacrifice queen, let's say, for the rook and save uh, this pawn plus rook are not, maybe even stronger than the queen. But here, it simply doesn't work because boom, queen e1, check interferences, they are not queen e6, queen, yeah, let's say queen e, wait, what? F1, yeah, F1 maybe because A7 there is F7 and B7. Yeah, F1. And if there is A5, there is maybe F5, penetrate, king E6, and then E6, B6. Yeah, penetrate. Uh, wait, A6 rook C6. Ah, yeah, yeah, wait. Wait for a second. What am I missing? Am I missing some simple win? Queen b4, king e4, queen e1, and king e6, queen e1. So this one is very strong and simple win. Yeah, and notice, guys, how did I spot it? I asked myself questions to direct my mind. What am I missing? And another one, am I missing something simple, very simple directly? Very powerful questions to direct your mind to look for something. Yeah, and it's not the traditional way to look for the candidate's most ideas. And again, never tired to repeat it again and again. It's not to reject the traditional way, and it's not. It's you. You still must notice, like train yourself to notice all the capturing checks, strong threats, uh, and all the pawn breaks in the position, or pawn thrusts in the position. Yes, notice them, guys. Train basics again, again, and again. Yes. And you must be able to see all the multiple possibilities. This is right, all of them. Yeah. But it's also both ways are easy can coexist. One doesn't reject another. Okay. But the way I suggest you is way more logical. It's, but uh, I also encourage you, and it's part of training to learn traditional way. It's very, very important to be able to notice all checks, all capturing, all the strong threats, all the pawn thrusts and pawn breaks in the position. Very, very powerful techniques. Unlock your brain to see multiple candidates' ideas. Unlock your brain to and it's also unlocking your brain. Yeah, it's also very, very powerful. But notice if you uh, create candidate ideas, moves based on the tactical weaknesses, it works simply much better because it's way more practical. I mean, you can check this capture and you can check this capture and you can check this check, you can check this check, you can check even this check. It's unlocking exercise. It's very good to sequence B1 because it's impossible move for your brain. Yes, but and you also start to list out candidates ideas. But practically speaking, yeah, noticing tactical weaknesses is and ways to them is way more powerful, way more logical, way more practical to take. And he simply goes for this one. So the most interesting, I guess, this was this. Maybe I missed something else. Okay, now. mm, this is important because this is end game and the logic in end game is a little bit different. As I said, you want to activate your pieces and restrict opponent's pieces. You want to push your pawns and don't allow your opponent to push pawns, especially like if you're talking about pass pawn, you want to support your pawns to move forward and don't allow opponent to blockade your pawns. Like candidate moves are basically all the ways to support your pawns and don't allow blockade pawns with the horse, with the bishop, and because I mean horse is very weak against a pawn. Yeah, you basically want to push a pawn, and the bishop can stop it from this diagonal only, and king b3 restricts both pieces, horse and bishop, and supports your pawn to move forward. What am I missing? Like maybe some defensive ideas, some horse double jumps, some forkable squares with multiple pieces on one square, some checkable squares like if king on b3, d2, c5, a5, c1, a1 are checkable squares. Some weird defensive resources like a combination of these two. Yeah, some sacrifices ba3 to open in c1 square for the horse, like let's say boom boom, and c1 is attacking square. And notice, guys, it may don't work right now in this position, but I'm noticing defensive resources. In this case, I train myself to notice defensive resources, and if there is exists possibility to play b3, b8, and bring knight to c1 in real game, I will just easily spot it because I'm practicing noticing, you know. uh, why is it important? Because what is the patterns recognition? What is the patterns training? You may have certain positions for enough reps to train one pattern, or you may just check it in any position. This is game changer, by the way, guys. Mm, to select to well, it's not to reject selection great positions. Yes, absolutely right thing to do. Yeah, but to select right positions, you need a lot of efforts, and to train one rare pattern, which is really rare. It's very hard to choose positions. Very hard work, and it takes a lot of time. But if you simply check it in any position, you train your pattern. You train to check it. Yeah. Okay. And in this case, you kind of put one more position, one more position, one more position on the shelf in your brain. Okay, so defensive idea. This I checked. This defended b2 square for the bishop, but this is double. These guys are tactical weaknesses, strong tactical weaknesses after king c2. Maybe there is ba3, ba, and some weird ideas with the horse to reach before forkable square or whatever, but I don't see it. Yeah. But I'm checking the ideas. Maybe there is BB2 with the idea AB, knight takes B2, and try to win the pawn race, but I don't see it. Maybe there is some ideas after A2, BB2, king takes B2, and in couple of checks reach something, but a2 is a pawn is too strong against horse. So basically, I would try to save the bishop, like to bring bishop to the diagonal with tactically try to bring my bishop in, but it doesn't work. So yeah, and there are many candidates moves in this position, guys, with the king. So, but if you If you again simple logic, you want to restrict horse. Yeah, you want to restrict his horse. This one also restricts horse, but there's some double jumps already in this case. Attacking before. What am I missing? Carefully check it. Maybe there is some counterplay. Maybe there is some decoy. Let's say this, but it's too slow. Maybe not. Like A1, yeah, the problem is now this guy is hanging after 98 when C1. mm, Uh, yeah, the problem this bishop is hangs. Otherwise, horse and bishop easy can defend this position, especially with advanced pawn. Okay, let's go. He takes B3, and it was one of our main defensive resources. But after B takes E, the horse simply cannot stop a pawn. I mean, a just theoretical position. Yeah, yeah. C1 square is forkable square, but probably his idea is to play knight C7. Yeah, probably his idea is to play this combination of two ideas. Takes 95, A2, knight C7, A1, knight A8, knight A8. And it's not that easy to convert if you're not computer. But there is knight G7 winning. Yeah, knight G7 is very clear win. Yeah. But I guess computer won't go to the end of the line, unfortunately. But knight G7 is very clear win. This one is most likely simply winning, but let's check the ways to the king, the ways to the queen, the ways to the hanging piece rook, and another rook, yes, hangs also, boom, 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 boom. So weak squares around the king. Bishop is almost hanging piece, yeah, like all the ways possible and impossible to the bishop. Um, you may miss this as hanging pawn. Obviously, f2 is always tactical weakness, guys, as I teach you from the beginning to the end of the game. And yeah, f1 is juicy square also. Anything else we can miss in this position? G2 is juicy square. F1 is juicy square. H1 is juicy square. H2 maybe we can miss some kind of ideas, but what he's gonna do after obvious rook takes f2? He has some checks. It doesn't work well. Can you check and nothing? My queen is hanging here. Some ways to attack the bishop. Not really. This is checkmate. If you take the queen, rook c2 is check, and it's just GG. Why not? King f1, bh3 check. King h1, bd5. What could go wrong? What am I missing? Takes with the queen and trap my queen. Yeah, this is probably candidate idea. After takes, my queen is trapped, but I will bring my next rook and play queen f1. And after bf4 interference, I can probably play something like rook takes f4 and queen h2. And maybe it's not that simple. Okay, let me think for a while. Maybe the right idea is to play rook f8 actually after rook f2 queen f2. takes and play rook f8, bringing more piece to the tactical weakness. Queen is hanging, and now let's say rook h3. Is it winning? Rook takes f2. This guy is hanging, but I'm not sure. Wait, what am I missing? Maybe I'm missing something simple on the surface. I'm not sure about the valuation. Like if takes, rook f8, b4, rook takes f4. He has to take rook takes f4. And then he can slow down, but most likely I have to take this. King f3. I have bd5 by b4. I can take b2, attacking these tactical weaknesses, but if he can connect rooks, it can become very tricky. He has two rooks for the queen and bishop, and my king is not safe. It can become very, very tricky. Computer may convert it flawlessly, but it's very hard to evaluate because when computer plays these positions, it just when computer converts these positions, computer create thread, even subtle thread in a row for many moves, and it's I mean, and there are many multiple options for human. Is very hard to calculate and evaluate. Yeah, for me, like all kinds of disbalances like this are very tough to play, to calculate, because but basically how do we practically play them? We just actually create threads move by move. Yes, you no need to see everything to create one thread, and then one more thread, and then one more thread. Okay, what am I missing? This candidate moves ideas. This this I don't like because of rook h3. I probably was thinking. And after rook f2, let's say rook h4. How am I going to get anything here? D2, maybe interference. King f1, let's see. Rook g6, nothing. h3, bc4, bd5. Not that clear. Not clear fast on that. Takes. Maybe I'm missing something simple. Right? Yeah, 4. e5 is forkable square. But I probably have to take queen is trapped, rook f4, queen h2, king f3. Now it's kind of a trapped. g6 is tactical weakness. a1 is tactical weakness. c5 is tactical weakness. Can I take this 3 pawns? I mean, 3 pawns is a lot. Like queen takes b2, rook 1, queen c3, rook 3. I took 2. I took 2. Can I say it's winning for sure? If she doesn't have counterplay, it has to be winning. I will just push my b. But if she has, it can become very tricky, like rook d3, rook d8. And easy to even lose the game. Um, a tough one. Can I win the simple in the simplest way? What is the simplest way to win? What am I missing, guys? Like this, this, this. Can I just take bishop h3, b3, and offense? Yeah, not really. Is there another way to play? Yeah, but if not this, I mean, it's this one doesn't work, because rook takes h3. Let's say rook takes f2 and rook h4, and where the profit? Show me the money. I don't see it. So probably we have to play this way, but I mean, I would even go to another top to check it. Okay, let's take. What am I missing? Rook f8, queen h4, queen f5, queen g2, queen f1, nothing. Let's take rook f8. What am I missing? And see another way to defend the queen. Yeah, rook bf4, rook f4, but it's tough. Like I will check it, guys. Even if I cannot show you, but maybe share this stuff. Okay, I can share you. Yeah, I will check it. Yeah, I can share you guys. Okay, we learned something. This is computerish, like computerish evaluation of this position. For me, it's very unclear. Yeah, exactly. This kind of +3 computer gives, but see what computer does. Like bh3 is bh3 and h5 are right moves to create threat. Not queen takes b2. Queen b2, by the way, equal already threat. Yeah, it's not that simple at all. Oops. Yeah, and king f3 and yeah, very precise bishop h3 with the threat queen g2, queen g3. What is the threat? Like what is the threat? Queen g2, queen g3. Yeah, rook is hanging. And then a lot of very precise and correct moves, I guess. Like rook g1 is clearly seized after doing this, this, this. He can simply play. He bring rook to defend and now skewer the rook. All of that requires very precise calculation. to make sure there is no any tricks and the queen is defending everything, which is tough. This imbalance is tough to evaluate, very, very tough, because this is just beginning, not the end. Okay. Uh-huh. Sure. Stop instead. Oh, I mean, I can jump, and this is beautiful. Simplify my life because I can show you some ideas. I guess this is seeing multiple pieces on one square is six, yeah, and where your pieces want to be, where is powerful principles, and these guys are tactical weaknesses, these guys are tactical power, and simply push the pin. What could go wrong? Takes, 1, 2, 3, plus 3, 6, 4. Has to be winning. If she plays this, it's 1, 2, and it's just decoy. It cannot improve the position. This with idea this, but let's see. It looks like too slow. Yeah, too slow. So 1, 2, 3, plus 3, 6, but I'm already queen. What am I missing? What is his defensive idea? The threat is a 7. He has to take. Yeah. There is no checks. There is no G3 ambition, right? Takes. It doesn't change anything in between. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. Okay. Push it. Oh, he just sucked them. Rook. Okay. So this guy is hangs. Rook is attacking indirectly. This guy hangs. Double jumps mm, to this guy and double jumps to this guy. This rook is awesome. Both rooks are under attack and unexpected triple jumps for you. Yeah, this one is simply hangs. This one is hangs indirectly. Yes, like queen is pinning, but queen is a bad defender. Yeah, it's always overloaded. So it's possible to attack the horse. C3 is like these are and these structures are always quite big tactical weaknesses because they are all on one diagonal. D2 is checkmate in square, and all the ways there. Mm, yeah. What else? If 4 C2, B2 are tactical weaknesses very clearly. A4 a little. Basically this. Okay, I will just probably show one more puzzle for you and GG because I'm a little bit tired and yeah, this this what's his idea, like why I just not winning after, let's say, this and with any move like G3 and why am I not winning with anything, like let's say knight f6 attacking the queen simply and picking up the horse and I'm up a piece. This what's his trick? He had this chap, but I'm attacking this and this. Doesn't look good. He can take my queen, but I take his queen, and the horse is trapped.